default on overpass. You need to be getting map control before that's even an option, right? We know the wall is smokes towards A, but you need bathroom control, you need long control, you need to be taking over short as well. So I'm expecting them to have to work a little bit harder before they can do their pretty executes, which we did see on train, just to not much effect, I'm afraid. It was very well read from Astralis. Looks like we're getting into this one. The ninth round is over, of course. Astralis starting on the T side, but we did speculate we wanted to see something interesting from the CT side of TyLoo. That's where they're going to start, so maybe we can actually see how deep this goes and whether they're going to bring anything exciting on overpass.
Yeah, we'll get a pretty clear indication in the first half, I think, this time of exactly what kind of game is in store for us. TyLoo, second time, well, not even second time, but second time in recent months they've been over toward the European regions, or Ukraine, CIS, whatever you want to call it, in international soils, and have made it through the playoffs. Remember at Malmo they did the same thing. Over the same result, they would have gone out just in the quarterfinals there. This time they've got to win 2 maps to try and replicate that even. So things looking difficult as a device flashed off out toward long. Somebody's going to push up in front of bathrooms this time as they did try and go aggressive. They've wrapped around. Look at this 4-man rotation from B. They've already cleared off the map. They already know they're going to be an A. They're going to be greeting them with this very fast rotation on the CT side. However, it is Kirby with 2. Dupree, he walks out and finds 1 more, but they are answering them back just barely as Fancy's got 4 HP. It's a 1-on-1. He's got to try and find something against Kirby. He's got the hot seat, though. He's inside of the site. He doesn't need to force the issue. The bomb's behind him. Is he aware? It's on the radar. He's still peeking out. 4 HP for the peek. That's not advised.
You're absolutely right there. I guess he didn't know the bomb was down. There's no reason to face that unless you're looking for that 1-bullet headshot. When you have 4 HP, not worth the risk. You want to be hiding, forcing the plant to come in, and then trying to do something with it. A very fast round, very frantic, and he saw Fancy One going aggressive towards the start. He gets headshots straight away there. Astralis capitalized, going towards long, getting to that bomb site nice and quick. Comes down to the 1v1. But Kiabi, once again, we said how good his form looks at the moment. He finishes things off. It will be 1-0. Another force buy, of course, from the CTCS. Same as what we saw on train. 4 CZs, head armor across the board, and Captain Mo with that scout. There won't be any particular stat coming here, but there are 3 players towards B. A smoke going towards Monster as well. At this point, Astralis don't really need to react, but the spray through the smoke does land 1 bullet towards DD. And somebody trying to be baited in at this point.
Zipex through that smoke with an MP7 and do what he can, if he can do anything.
Indeed.
I wish Kan Yang was still a player so I could make puns on that.
You're still the master of puns in my eyes, Matt. You don't need him.
Thank you. But fairly conservative, all things considered, from TyLoo, as we saw, well, you said interesting on the CT side. We saw an interesting strategy from their CT pistol, but now they've got to fan out across the map, try and utilize these as best they can. Mo on a scout gets caught transitioning back toward the A site. That's a problem. That's the big weapon down.
Yes.
Best chance at dealing damage and giving the pistols a better chance as well. Even just body shots with the scout. A lot of people underrate that potential. They always say, oh, you got to get that headshot kill. You don't. If you do the damage, you've got pistols. That can close it off, make it 1-bullet potential. Fancy's picked it up, at least try and make it work, but it's over toward B. The activity starts again as it's going to be Kirby getting DD. Well, somebody, though, they've got these kills with pistols. They're finding it. They're doing all right. 2 versus 3, Dupree low. But Fancy at 21 HP is a long way from B and being held off there by Device, who now closes him out as the last remaining player.
Interesting decision with the P90, but in that sort of situation, it works perfectly. Got a little bit more range in the other SMGs itself, and he finds an unarmored Captain Mo as well. Takes down that big weapon. Like you said, the scout goes down, and then towards B is where the rest of his teammates went. And it was a pretty simple round there. TyLoo picked up a couple of kills, made it a bit interesting, but ultimately, Astralis with a clean victory there. It's going to be a full eco going into round number 3. There are some PT50s, and once again, the CDs will be limited going into that first gun round. It will be a heavy stack towards connector. So something a little bit more creative here. Let's see whether they can make this work. Unfortunately for them, though, it's going to be a contact B play from Astralis, walking to that bomb site, finding no presence whatsoever from the CTs, and Device through the smoke. He lands the first kill. You don't get the kill bonus with this weapon, but it does do a lot of damage, and he's got the bullets in reserve as well to find 3. I was going to say 4, but Kiabi, come on. We won the ace.
That's rude. Well, it wouldn't have happened anyway, because Dupree beats him to it inside of the B site. And it's 3 for Device, no less. As you say, it doesn't give you the same kill bonus as or kill reward, I guess, technically speaking.
Yeah.
As the other SMGs, 300 as opposed to 600. You were questioning the need for it. Still, obviously, it's got 50 bullets. It's decent armor penetration if there is any.
Yeah.
And you get sprayed down in situations like that. He still gets $900 overall. So
lots of run and gun potential with that weapon. So it's definitely viable on these sort of rounds, the gun rounds. This is like the bonus round, we call it sometimes. You go into this first gun round, you know the CTs are under-equipped, and this is perfect. You can see no head armor on 4 players. These SMGs become a lot more viable going into round number 4 now. This is actually Astralis with a lot of potential to take this one. focusing towards B for now. They've got control of short and holding the flanks as well. Not going to be executing anytime soon, but just hunting for information at this point, seeing whether there is any aggressive stance from TyLoo. We know they have weird playstyles across the board, especially like we saw a Mirage, and somebody jumps over, gifts his head. We know Dupree especially is amazing at hitting that shot, but
we talked about communication from TyLoo and being efficient. Well, he jumps over, gets that information, he throws a smoke, but so too does the player at barrels.
Oh.
Two smokes just used, that was close. 2 smokes just used from the CTs in 1 choke point, and now they only have 1 smoke left. If they were smart about that, they could have used 1. Get sort of it's 18 seconds technically before the full duration and animation goes away, but it's about 12 seconds before you start to see through it. You get 12, 24 seconds. You just kind of cost yourself a little bit. So there is a bit of a miscue that time from TyLoo.
Well, now they have no utility whatsoever. It comes down to raw firepower at this point, and the unarmored heads, as I mentioned before, are fragile against these SMGs. Device has control of bathrooms. You can see the CT's having to do something about this. They can't allow full execution to come in. They have to start hunting. They push forward, and you can see Kiabi is waiting as well, but he's got a flashbang out. He goes down, and now it's something to work with for the CTs.
Good read by Mo. Flash goes over his head. He knows exactly where the trajectory came from, so he pushes, knowing the gun won't be drawn, but unfortunately, Device counter pushes them back through bathroom, flanks him out, and forces him to be looking 180 degrees away from Dupree, who came up the stairs and traded back against him. So made it very difficult for Captain Mo in that sense.
Absolutely. Oh, it's a massive advantage. This is the round TyLoo desperately needed. It would have been another certain eco for them. They pick it up in pretty clean style as well. 3 players surviving, no utility, only 1 kit, no head armor. They were up against the ropes then, but they're managing to keep 3 players alive. There's definitely a buy available for Astralis. And this is the initial kill on the second round from Device with the P90, but this is the round that really counts. This is a full reset territory for TyLoo going forward. They have to reinvest with those extra weapons and the utility as well, which they were lacking. So still a precarious situation for them. Device on the AWP, we said, this is probably his strongest map of this weapon as well, so expect some fireworks to go off in the first gun round here. No warp available for TyLoo.
Bombs at the park. Casual stroll, just making its way on a leisurely walk toward potentially the A site. Potentially the B side, Henry, but right now it certainly looks more the A side. Kerrigan with a Molotov looking to go out toward the flower bed. Actually, take that back. Sorry, that should be first rock. Yeah, yes. Exactly, the tree.
Indeed. They're just trying to eradicate risks before Device faces toward that area. It can be quite a tricky spot to face when there's the M4 hiding behind it, facing at a surprising time, but they have got control of long now, pushing the CTs back. Like I said, with no orb available for the CTs, this is actually a difficult position for them to hold off. And Zipex through the smoke, I believe. It may be the CTs hunting for info through that smoke, which is a really weird play considering that's down. It's going to be somebody going down at that point. 5 on 4, still plenty of time to play with. And 5 smokes for Astralis as well. They're in a fantastic spot at this point. Got map control, the man advantage, and the utility in hand. They can just do a full execute towards A and pretty much have this round tied up.
Dupree. Just waiting at bathrooms, and Mo boost. No, I take that back, just single. It's usually a boost spot, but he's single playing it with Fancy out in front of him. That means they got to play off each other. He's not peeking yet from this park sign. He's, what? Look at the mini-map. How does that just happen? We didn't see it. Kerrigan and Dupree just walk, or rather Device, excuse me, walk in long. And somehow they got in between somebody who had no idea they were there in turn because he's playing a tight angle and no one's watching long. So, again, they leave a bit of a gap. It nearly haunted them, but Astralis take all the kills immediately after, and no one goes down on that.
Well, after losing that first play, you could see TyLoo had to do something there, but they just held back on the site, allowed Astralis to have all that control of the situation. Like you said, coming up towards long, undetected as well. It's a difficult round to watch, actually. TyLoo now will be on the full reset. Not really any damage done to the Astralis economy in the previous, so this will be a full eco, CZs and PT50s, and this is a great start for the Danish side on the second map here. It was pretty convincing on train, and we haven't seen TyLoo play this map in a long time. So far, leaving a lot to be desired as they do go aggressive towards the connector area, but the nade lands, and they're all once again in the hands of Device, just holding them off with that smoke.
Device, AWP this time, not P90. Just waiting for that door to potentially open up. Somebody's going for the jump information, and it's been silent so far from TyLoo. 4-1, fairly quiet. 1 round, and then back to the pistols. On the Chinese side, Kerrigan slipping through that position. Mo's going to know they've gone through. Now that you're right, he had, and smartly so, because we know the rotations come that direction. It's an indicator. With that door closed, it's not going to be as easy for them to waltz out behind, but the crossfire was set. They could have done something on this. They still might. Kerrigan has a smoke drawn, and they're going to get at least one. Mo goes down immediately after, and that's not going to give Attacker much of a chance as Kirby gets both. Speaking of that, he'll go in, start to support his teammates, and finding somebody in his efforts is going to make this 5-1 now for Astralis.
The problem is for TyLoo right now, although they get a kill on that round, it looks like, I was going to say double eco territory. They haven't got much to work with here. It was about 3K across the board. Captain Mo can get a glass cannon. That's about it. That's all they have really working for them. So a FAMAS, an M4, a UMP, fancy one yet to buy. He's got a FAMAS as well, so it's another difficult situation for them. Captain Mo has to step up tremendously here to even challenge Device. He's got a glass cannon, but nades come towards him. And as you can see, he can't really justify going towards that fountain area. He'll get naded to hell as he has to hold towards bathrooms. Another long take coming in from Astralis, and there's no presence there whatsoever from the Chinese side. So this is the perfect call as they reposition and realize there's no one towards mid so far for the terrorists.
Device taken down. Mo's got the shot. This is what Launders was suggesting. Get your kill early on, get the man advantage, use the power play, and fall back to the site. They've done more as he slows it down, Mo, because reacted a little bit on the first one, does manage to collect the second kill. They've given back the bomb to KRB. It was just beside the edge of the flower pot, but they've done the job. Now this is exactly what he was saying. Stay in the sites, play the sites, anchor this down against Astralis.
When you have this sort of advantage, you don't need to go hunting for kills. When you're up against it and you have that man advantage, that's why we see players pushing Monster, for example. At this point, they can sit back and allow Astralis to commit and then have such heavy advantage in terms of the situation when the bomb site commitment comes in. It's going to be Astralis heading over towards B. They do have the AWP picked up. It's going to be in the hands of Carrigan. Definitely options for him to open up the B side, but how many options are TyLoo going to grant him?
Zipix and KRB working from the water. Construction with a Molotov onto the barrels that pushes out Didi. And it's Kerrigan that walks through from Monster, as you say, perfect. The adjective you subscribe. It's going to be now the attacker that has to pull this back. Slight gap. That's going to throw the bombs forward, but Zipix getting the trade kill immediately. He's able to grab that back, and it's down to a 2 versus 1 after Kerrigan finds Fancy leaving just Captain Mo on Catwalk. And Gap in that smoke, they're both going toward Monster. They will not be spotted. He's got no kit. He's got no armor, which makes aim punch a factor as he's trying to lock down that shot from the AWP.
Well, not much Captain Mo can do here. No kit, no grenades, just the orb glass cannon as well. Gives his position away, and still a lot of work to do here. 2 terrorists to find. He just needs to save this weapon at this stage. That was TyLoo with a 5-on-3 advantage. Maybe a little bit too passive there, Matt. They allowed Carrigan to get towards the end of Monster Tunnel, and I'll call that alley-oop. The reason is because actually the Molotov was dropped towards barrels. That forces the CT player behind that to move, and Carrigan, he gets the easy shot at that point. Perfect was the word to use to describe it, and it works out so nicely here. 5-on-3, and Astralis take down 4 players and win the round as well.
So 11 kills. KRB leads the way once more as he's been supporting on entries. He's not been the first man in a number of occasions, but he's been supporting them as he walks in late, catching off a couple of rotations we saw to work instruction, but only 6 kills for Mo that leads the way. He is the AWP player, but they haven't really had that gun very much, have they?
Well, in the previous round, he gets the first 2 picks. You think that's enough work for him. That's his job done at that stage. And he funneled them back towards B, which they're expecting as well. But I suggested they need to be passive, but maybe they gave too much room to work with. The fact that the Carrigan get to the end completely undetected and have a chance to get an easy shot after the Molotov is deployed. Maybe they had to work a little bit harder for that one. It's big round.
Too predictable, almost, that barrel position.
I would agree. I'd say at that stage, you really need to hold it. You need that kind of information. You're so vulnerable from boost, and like we saw, Molotovs coming in as well. Maybe playing the water area and just waiting for the commitment before you face. That's going to be a more viable option for you. But best snipers. Carrigan, I guess he did pick it up in the last round, so we'll call him a sniper. Definitely the secondary sniper for the team. Captain Mo with 6 kills so far. So, and we'll be Carrigan holding on to that weapon for now. And Device, we know he likes an SMG, and against that number of players, he couldn't turn down the prospect of getting some extra money here. So he's going to get the MP7. And they're not going to force into this by the looks of things. The unpause comes through. This was a tactical pause from TyLoo just to work out what the hell's going on right now. Getting completely ruined with the economy game. It's another eco. Glass cannon for the sniper. Let's see what he can do. Looks like he's facing towards B for now. And that can be an option. Go towards Monster Tunnel, see if he can get that first pick. It will give him something to work with. They've got upgraded pistols as well. The pressure is on Captain Mo himself, though, as he does go towards B.
So Fancy in bathrooms, P250. The rest aggressive. Mo, you said it. Got to go aggressive. He's got 2, but they're pulled back. They're immediately traded more so as they line them up and spray them down inside of the construction position. They tried to anchor with the AWP and push off of it. Unfortunately, Astralis does react in time.
Yeah, they pounce at the opportunity. They know Captain Mo's committed at that point. He finds 2 kills, but the backup is there. Nice and quick from short as well. It's actually a nice little stack from TyLoo. Doesn't work out for them, though. Just didn't have the firepower to hold off the ensuing Astralis as they made their way to the B side. So a nice idea, which does work out, but dupreeh, he steps up, and you can see on his screen right now how he gets the attacking players from short as well. So nice round from him. Make it 7-1 now, excuse me, in favor of the Danes. There is another gun round available again, but it's Captain Mo, glass cannon once more as he hunts for the first pick. This time, smoking towards mid, boosting himself up, but no presence there whatsoever. Another passive play from Astralis at the start of the round as they hunt towards connector.
And Mo is sitting and waiting out toward the park, but not being able to watch right now as he's already out toward the fountain. This is a okay, that works.
Definitely works.
Device, but unable to follow that up, unable to replicate it. If he had to hit the second shot like he did last round this time, it might have given him a chance to slip away at long. Confront the bathrooms again, but either way, it's 1 for 1. Device unaware. Gets avenged. Kerrigan has the AWP now to work with on this T side once more for Astralis. The CT1 is a long ways from where they're playing now.
No kits once again for the Chinese side. They can't allow this bomb to go down. They need to be actually facing and stopping the execution come in. The smokes still are available for Astralis as they do start edging towards B. There's the smoke on the side. That's to allow a plant. A boost for now. They're seeing whether this baits out any remaining grenades for the CTs. They only have HEs though. No incendiaries to stop any aggressive push. And Kerrigan, once again, allowed to walk in from Monster. He finds the exact same pick towards barrels as well. Somebody drops, and this is it. The commitment comes in from Astralis.
Attacker's going to take one back against Xyp9x, and he manages actually to get back in the water, down in the pit, because this is going to give him a little bit of room to move, and we know that this is a good spot for the CTs to play because it's easy to pick your battles, it's easy to isolate, and he does exactly that against 2, and Fancy, although he actually picks up one of those 2 kills, he gets the assist damage Attacker. He's going to close the round out, and it's going to be TyLoo with their second. Now comes the battle of efficiency as they have to go against the money system.
Yeah, a frantic round there, but Attacker capitalizing with the M4 towards that water area as well. It seemed like a mirror to what we saw before with Kerrigan walking towards Munster. They can't allow him to have that sort of freedom with the AWP. It seems like he's having too much fun just walking in and finding those opening picks. They managed to hold it off for now, but like you said, still not out of the woods just yet. It will be a full reset if they come in and lose this round. Device back on the AWP, but it doesn't matter. Captain Mo leads the charge, and that's the shot we've been waiting for. dupreeh so good at hitting it, and he delivers once again, taking down DD as he jumps for information, and he's punished for it.
Damn right dupreeh's good at that shot. He seems to be the most commonly named person in getting a kill there, and he does it again. That's going to pull it back to 4 versus 4. Captain Mo, though, does get Device, so opt down now on Astralis' side, and Mo doing wonders with a second kill. Once they get this AWP onto him, it seems to be what's going to win them rounds. They need to make sure they keep the economy so that he can keep it. And now they're getting a little more aggressive with their peaks inside of the site as well as they double up down that monster. It takes Attacker on a 13, but somebody gets a kill for free. And Kierby needs to grab that bomb. Oh, he snaps it back, though. Thankfully, Attacker reacts, and Fancy's there to find dupreeh lurking in from the sandbags.
This is looking more promising from TyLoo, getting in their faces and using their aim, which we know they've got to their advantage as well. It's Captain Mo towards Connector, gets the first kill, and you can see the CDs now not being so passive at that B side. They're actually actively facing as well and taking the aim jewels and winning them. And that's what they need to be doing. Don't sit back and allow the tactical prowess of Astralis to just grind you down. We go into round number 11. There is a force buy from Astralis. This will be the last round they have in terms of money if they were to lose it. So no AWP this time, 5 AKs, and Captain Mo, we need to see him continuing this kind of play style, going in a different position every single round and locking them down and being that surprise factor.
And they'll split out from the lower stairwell. Astralis clear that position off so they won't get flanked fast and then try and push back the CTs and bathrooms. They've done that actually quite, I guess, effortlessly, as Fancy elects to go passive, but with the smoke back out, he's just going to wait and see if anyone gets a false sense of security. They don't spot the gap. He's got to get away. Second man not inside the bathrooms was Kerrigan. Could have caught him from that. And Fancy's still fancying his chances as he sticks around a little bit longer.
Well, on the other side towards long, it's Device. He's actually made it towards the end by the flower bed, but Captain Mo, he's not watching it for now. He is at the end of long, but he's concentrating towards the bathroom area, and there's an advancement from the terrorists as well.
He got caught there last time he did this as well, so he needs to be cautious of the fact that they are pushing up. Fancy, oh, this is bad timing to get flashed. He's stuck in against the wall. AWP player Mo, he's got 2, but watch his back. He's still going to get pushed. He can't find the third in time, and it's Device and Xyp9x that able to triangulate his position, push him back. They're going to go for the default plant. There's 38 seconds, but they managed to get it down inside of the smokes regardless. There's no counterplay from TyLoo. Now they'll start their retake with a quick Molotov at long to start it. It's DD slowly pushing in that position against Device, but as always, you plant default, you go to the default position. It's going to be inside of Bathrooms. The hold from Device is blinded. Good play onto him, but now the counter peek from Dupree, unable to land. But look at the amount of flames on top of that bomb. They've gone around it. They've got two people pushing. It's just Zippix. He finds the first shot. He's got to go back out, spot somebody, nearly gets him down, tags him through the wall, but he can't get the gun drawn fast enough. And Didi, he decides he wants to join the party, get the frag and the defuse.
Very close, though. You can see Zippix just one kill away from winning there. It was a 2-on-1, but had he got one of those kills, that was it. The bomb was ticking away. They just dropped a Molotov as well, so the full defuse wasn't an option for the CTs at that point. A big round for TyLoo to pick up. The bomb planted, yes, for Astralis, but they can't buy into this round. They will be bringing partial, though. They're going to have Tech 9s, smokes, and an AK, interesting enough, as well. That's actually in the hands of Zippix. So he's actually pretty heavily committed to this. I don't mind this necessarily. He can be that clutch factor. We know how strong he is in these situations. If he can get a post-plant situation down when he's actually alive and available, maybe something interesting could happen. But on the other side, though, double AWP setup. And this could be to their detriment as well. If Astralis can get in a position where they can do that full execution, the retake will be a tough call for them going into it.
Flash over and into the side, a passive play from TyLoo.
Oh, no.
Didi quick switches and drops down, and Dupree finds him through the boards. He missed an opportunity. Not only that, he's given up a massive amount of position, and Kierby's gone in toward the pit. He's going to wrap around and wait behind the boards in case they push the site. This should amount to at least one kill with that Tech 9. Because they aren't going to be aware of it. They will not be expecting. Fancy checks it, but he's actually got Kierby despite going low on HP. So they did have the presence to check it off. It's going to give the advantage heavily to the CTs, but Kerrigan pushing through. They got a knife out. What is this going on? Kerrigan nearly pulls that back as a knife was drawn for whatever reason. It must have been an ammunition issue, but it's two AWPs carried over at the very least for another round for TyLoo.
That was actually possible for Kerrigan. The fact that the AWP was remaining as well, they had to pull out the pistols, and had he landed one more shot once again, it could have fallen apart for TyLoo. They managed to hold on here. You have to say that opening kill at the side of the bomb site, why did he drop down? It didn't make any sense. Dupree gets that first kill, and this was the moment. You could see them frantically going for it as well. The AWPers, not really with many options to actually go for that knife, but 7-5. TyLoo's starting to make a competitive scoreline here. The double AWP setup coming out once more. It's somebody in Captain Mo, of course. And this is what they needed to do. Be more aggressive to this monster tunnel. Try and find the picks early on. Somebody could find this.
His feet were showing, though, so Zippix is going to be aware that he's there. They're not going to peek him in a vulnerable way.
They've hit him as well.
It's 49 HP. I'll call it, okay, significant damage, but it is an AWP player. So you always rely on that shot. Man, oh man, somebody loves to do that jump. Device, meanwhile, working with the T-side at AWP, is heading out toward long, and Didi's pushed up. They're not playing the two-man system at Tree Rock. It's going to be Flower Pot Rock, which means they've got a wide peek to see the second member, and Didi's got to time his peek with the flash that goes over. 1-for-1 trade. A good play from Kerrigan to get that back. And Kerrigan picks up Device's AWP, and surprise, I'm not an AK anymore.
Why not?
I've evolved.
Well, there it is, Kerrigan delivering the goods this time and gets his team the advantage. It is the closing sector of the first half, 4-on-3 situation. Decent incendiary drop down. Kerrigan fancies his chances, though. Takes a speculative shot there and does get taken down by somebody. 3-on-3, but his teammates making their way towards B.
Very smart play from somebody. He takes the AWP in turn from Mo. Molotov's Kerrigan off. The only way he can re-peek it is from the doorway at Bathrooms, and he just sits and watches it. Gives him the angle. 3 versus 3, like you say, but bomb, it's inside of the B side. Astralis has got it all the way toward the boards, and they have to wait for the rotations to command attacker. Jungle. It's an off angle. Dupree spots it, though, and it's going to be the AK headshot. He's low. That nade's not going to go toward him, but the bullets will as Fancy rounds the corner. Information on Zippix. He's got 2, and they've cleaned it up as well as it's just he remaining to defuse the bomb.
12 HP remaining on Fancy. Another very tight round there. Astralis doing everything right to get themselves in these post-plant situations, but actually TyLoo coming out on top in a lot of the clutches as well. Money tight for both sides, but it's actually maximum loss burn. It's 5 rounds in a row now for TyLoo. They're really hard delivering. And support's coming in. So Astralis just questioning what's going on towards the end stages of these situations. You feel like they actually do the perfect fakes. They're finding the kills, carrying it 2 towards long. You think that's a perfect opportunity to make it towards B, which it is. But maybe not actually playing together as a team enough in those situations when the bomb was planted. They actually have the chance for the CTs to run into them as well. Dupree standing in the open as well. Zippix couldn't do much towards the end. He finds 1 kill, but couldn't transfer the spray to actually finish it off. Money available by the looks of things. So, bomb planted, maximum loss bonus. Kiabi's already purchased into this round. I think the pause comes in to discuss what they do with the AWP. Was that the killer factor for them? Was that why they're winning so many rounds to kick things off? There is all potential there. Kerrigan could drop one over. Dupree $5,200 as well. Device can't afford. So I guess at this stage, it's to slow things down, TyLoo obviously in a very good zone right now. Since they started going aggressive and using this double orb setup as well, they seem to be finding kills all over the map as well and retaking much more efficiently than I kind of speculated at the start. I thought they'd actually have a tough time here, but all of these rounds have come down to very tight situations. They're just about doing enough to win them. Problem is, with so many tight rounds as well, though, Astralis just need to pick one up, and that would mean no money at all for TyLoo going into that last round. It's number 14 right now. The unpause comes in, and we'll see where they go with the purchases here. Astralis with 4 AK so far. Zipex, he's got $4,600, so no orb will be brought into play. And number 14, this was the play from Carrigan, picks up the orb and completely nails the second shot. Captain Mo goes down. Didn't expect or anticipate the AWP to be recovered so quickly.
But the round still gets out of control for them, and TyLoo's able to pull this back. They've recovered the half well at 5-1. It looked pretty worrying, you could say, but a good pickup from Zipex this time. Captain Mo early on the AWP. He's gone down. They're going to try and double up that monster position as a result, and Zipex, I have to say, is starting to get a read on Mo's aggression. Yeah,
so he started to face the monster tunnel with the AWP, and that's actually quite an easy pick for Zipex to pick up. The sprays through, and there's 3 players from the city towards B right now, and the problem with that is we've actually got long control from Device, once again being a nuisance, getting up there nice and early. He's going to see, I thought he'd commit to the bomb site. Actually going to be holding up in his defensive position. I guess for this point, maybe see if the cities go aggressive and hunt for info at this point. As he holds up, his teammates get control of bathroom as well.
There's a bit of a rotation toward Bank, but DD, AWP this close. Careful with the scoping. Kerrigan just sitting and holding this angle as well, and it's a game of chicken. Oh, good snap back from DD. Nice shot as Kerrigan will fall. It's attacker. We didn't see it on a Dupree as well. That's going to give them back to a 3 versus 3 after losing the early man, and a very well-reacted shot. Again, he gets Device, who you mentioned the long control. We're seeing ops picked up and used by secondary members. We saw somebody do it. We're seeing DD do it. They don't just need Mo. He's the one they'll let do the start of the things, but everyone being able to chime in and finish it off from TyLoo. But finish it off they must do against 2 Astralis players. Bomb split, but they are going on to the A site. Watch the positioning, though, in all of this from DD, because he's out toward bathroom, well read from Kirby. He knows he's back out there with that AWP. Flash over, isolate, bomb default, and they've got bathroom control to work with as attacker gets toward the top of the stairs. Can't land a shot. Kirby, he's got him, but he's burned alive. He's been found back from Fancy, who now needs to read this. The bomb toward bathroom's the first place he should look, and he's done it, but Zipex is close, not far. Spots the shoulder. M4, AK, which is going to win. It's the AK.
It all comes down to Kiabi, gets himself in an ideal position towards that bomb site, flashes over as well, takes down the bathroom player, and gives Zipex foundations to bring the clutch home. He's so good in those situations, so smart, just listens out for the bomb, takes a little face and gets the information he needed, and then the CT has no choice but to hunt him down. Zipex nails the shot, and that's going to be the round and the half one for Astralis. 8-6 now, and like I said before, even though we've got 5 in a row, TyLoo, all the rounds have been incredibly close. It's going to be pistols and a UMP to finish things off, looking very likely to be 9-6 here, and you're absolutely right, DD with some absolutely tremendous shots there in the last round. Just wasn't enough to finish it off. Round number 15 arrives, and once again, TyLoo have to work hard for these initial kills.
And if a tie at 7-7 right now with an 8-7 possibility was something to salivate at, 9-6 might be something disappointing considering the recovery drive they had. They've got the man advantage in this, though, but Dupree already in monster, AK out. Not going to repeat. There's 3 players toward that short position, and DD's actually got one back. Overcommits a little bit to somebody, but DD, he's followed up. Mo's got an AK out of this. And they've actually pulled this round alive. It's going to be 4 versus 1 Device. They walked in monster and thought, okay, wait, I'm this far. Where are they? And they overcommit. TyLoo, a little bait on a string. Just put the dollar down and wave it in front of them. Pull them in.
Device, I was about to say, still a chance for him to do something of this, but apparently not. It's going to be 8-7 here. Captain Mo finishes things off. And with 4 pistols and a UMP, TyLoo do find round number 7. Pushing connector there. There was one player by himself. They pick up an AK and actually funnel the Astralis players. Like you said, they seem pretty committed to Monster Tunnel at that point and can't land the shots, as Dupree had 3 players on his screen when he came out. Doesn't hit any of them. Sprays wildly and gets punished for it as well. So a massive round for them to pick up. The stats in your screen right now. Kiabi, another strong performance from him. 16 kills. Mo, he seemed like the driving force behind TyLoo round after round, finding those initial picks and just being absolutely everywhere. That's what we like to see from these top AWPers. And here's the comparison of the best players. I was about to say the AWPers, but it's the best players. And I think that's fair.
I would say so. As we glance at the stage, a lovely stage. And remember, this was supposed to be in China, so a very fast designed stage. You got to think about months and months of preparation that go into these events. And these guys pulling this off in a different venue, sure, some of the rundown and production standpoints and graphics would be the same, but the actual logistics changing on them so quickly and putting this event on is pretty remarkable. As Didi is going to be on the Tech 9 and armor as well. So it's Captain Mo who's got a flash and the Glock no armor to go along with that. On the other side, it's Kerrigan just with the kit 4 armor on the CT side, and they're pushing back toward this A site. 3 players here. Dupree's going to jump in behind the truck, and I said 3. It's actually 1 down below that'll rotate now to the bank stairs. So they've got a lot of game map control already on this terrorist side. Not only that, they've got 2 kills. This raid boss, it's working. Didi's with 2, and he's going to push forward again. Device jumping does do some damage against him, but not found just yet. Somebody will fall to him in the end, but Didi still lurks. He's livid, and he's got that Tech 9. As well as 2 teammates with this bomb planted. Device has picked up the kit that Kerrigan carried, but he's almost caught with the smoke out as he tries to get it on. He's going to try this, you know. 1 kill, smoke out. If he can get a defuse fast off this, there's a chance, but they've already isolated and limited him. He can't walk in on it.
Yeah.
And the smoke's not really going to amount to anything. Now he's got the kill required. I fancies he just gets on this and hopes for the best. Nope, still trying to bait them out. That won't work. Mo's going to get the kill.
Sometimes the most simple strategies are the best. This time it's a fast mid-play from TyLoo. Like he said, using that raid boss, the Tech 9 and armor to lead the charge to get in and find the initial frags as well. Astralis rotated quickly. They saw it coming, but unfortunately for that tight choke point towards CD spawn was their downfall as TyLoo cleaned up, got the bomb down, and Device with the smoke and the defuse kit as well. Got a little bit interesting when he found 1 kill, but bridge too far to cross for him as we go into round number 17. There will be a semi-force buy here, 3 sets of armor, and Deagles and CZs. Device and Kerrigan keeping their money a little bit more honest as they don't get the armor. Obviously, the all potential of both those players. As TyLoo make their way towards long. 3 players in this position as well. They are watching the flanks as well for aggressive pushes from B. But sticking together as a tight unit. We saw this on train as well. After picking up the pistol, they stick together as a unit and make sure they're trading effectively going forward.
Kirby is Deagle ready toward long, and Didi's got the shot from afar in the AK. You always have to hold your breath when you see that. Smoke bouncing on. Not going to cover off the gap. That just caught the light post. So that does leave a bit of a gap for the CTs to try and fire through with these Deagles as they put a Molotov in toward their devices playing instead, though. And he's got no vision now. Not only that, that's quite clever. I'm not sure if you caught that. They put the Molotov down in the corner, and then they go to it. It times it so that when the Molotov's gone, they are there, and you wouldn't expect them to be. So it almost works as a flank inside of the site. And it's efficient. It's 5 still alive for TyLoo.
Getting the long control, as I said before, sticking together, making sure there are tight units that make their way to the bomb site. It's a decent execution, as you pointed out, and it's TyLoo keeping 5 players alive, and we go into the redundant round. Astralis can't really justify anything into this one. It'll be 4 USPs, a PT-50, and a couple of flashbangs. Maybe stacking towards B, considering their spawn, which they will do as well. Actually, all 5 of them going towards that area. Just going to hope it's a B rush, and you know what? This could actually work out, considering TyLoo are looking to go in that area as well.
Well, let's hope TyLoo don't show signs of naivety and walk into what is a stack. Figure it out. Somebody's going to go in first, you know, and he's committed. And they're going on this, so the stack might actually do something. You know what? It might do more than just something because somebody's gone. They've got damage dealt into pretty much everyone else. In fact, 2 kills now stacking up. It's 2 kills remaining to get the win, though, for TyLoo in the round, and they've got the damage on to Kerrigan. So caught like a bear, like the bees, with his hand in the hive. They still managed to pull the round back. That could have been far more dangerous on top of the platform when you saw attacker seize up for a moment and try and avoid bullets that were flying in all directions.
Yeah, well, this is why we normally say in these anti-eco situations, it's better off to do a default, try and feel out key areas of the map, and then you commit to a bomb site. It's fine going in as a 5-man unit, but you do have a risk factor, the stack being there, and TyLoo almost paid the price. But they managed to come out on top. 10-8. They've got the lead here as we go into the first gun round, the open-handed device. Like I said, probably his best map, but especially in the CT half as well. So mobile, so aggressive. But this time it's KRB flashed off. He was trying to find the first pick, but Didi takes him down.
First gun round and first kill were within the 20-second start of the round. So this gives a lot of time to TyLoo to start to try and dictate and persuade the defense as they wish. We got information as to where Dupree is as well. Door open, leaves it open. Doesn't stick around to close it off, but doesn't matter, he's away. He's back toward the site. That's the important thing in this, that he doesn't isolate himself and create a dilly of a pickle.
What's the reaction from the CTs at this point? No one hunting for the kill. You can see a little bit of aggression coming in from Kerrigan though. He's pushed off towards short, seeing if he can at least establish if they're boosting towards that area, trying to hunt out another CT player. But you can see the CT struggling for utility now. 1 kit, 1 smoke, that's all they have left. And the problem is, TyLoo, they've got a lot more than that. 4 smokes are there, Molotovs are plenty as well, and flashbangs. They can do a full execution here, but making their way potentially back towards B as they're holding the connector. Time ticking away. We hit the 35-second mark.
And if you're wondering the commotion, Zeus has just walked in the side entrance of the arena.
Wow, I didn't realize it would be that epic.
That's what the Navi fans are like. I know it's all on them for not being in the playoffs and being out of this tournament already, but if they were here, this place would be absolutely lit to the roof with fans. As Kerrigan's going to light up DD on the way through. That's a chance with the M4 now, but watch the back entrance of Monster. He snaps back in time, dodging the flash. In doing so, he's got vision to snap back around and support on to Dupree, but they go down. A good setup from Attacker on the way through, who's now going to plant the bomb. 2 versus 2, 6 seconds. Remember, this started with a 20-second kill for TyLoo. Astralis has done well to pull it back, but they've got to try and clutch this out. It's behind the sandbags now that Attacker sits with that AK-47 that's done so much damage on the entry. And Device is trying to find something out of this. He's got to barrels undetected, which may catch the second member at Monster off, but they aren't peeking. They're being disciplined. And it's going to pull him a long way away from this. Xyp9x, he's checking it for Attacker. They both... I take that back. They've only got one. I thought they both had kits. I thought there was one to pick up. There's not, but it doesn't matter. Xyp9x has the kill. Somebody's come back in. Device, he's the one with the kit down on top of the bomb. It gives them a chance. Xyp9x, if he can find the kill, if he can find the fight, but somebody's going to hold it together.
Decent clutch from TyLoo there. 2-on-2 situation and holding that sandbag position as well. Like you said, a player towards Munster didn't really have to face at that point. They can hear the defuse coming in. Don't really have to commit to the situations. And you can see Astralis just didn't have incendiaries, HGs, or anything to work with there. Had to hunt for their kills and commit so much before they could get anything out of it. TyLoo stepping up here and taking quite a considerable lead, considering now Astralis are on pretty much a full eco. They've got the upgraded pistols, sure, but nothing really to work with them. It's Gabi with this Deagle trying to find the first pick, but flashed off, has to fall back, and so will his teammates as well. Potentially another B-sided attack here as you can see DD holding towards playground, and his teammates slowly but surely making their way towards B.
So clear out water. Xyp9x jumps scene, gets information, doesn't go down. TyLoo with a 3-round advantage. Guns in this one against Astralis' pistols on a map that was picked by Astralis, not Train, which TyLoo picked and quite frankly fell flat on.
Wow, a great chance to capitalize here. 12-8.
Ooh, boost. Okay. We saw it on the X-ray. They boosted Kirby over. He's able to pick up a deagle shot onto Fancy.
Well then. That throws a spanner in the works. We can see that DD has got control of long, so I'm sure he'll be calling for his teammates to come to that area. The smokes to be dropped, and so far, so good, as they do get the kill in return and take that device.
And then they go straight forward, perhaps, or is this position? Look at Kirby. He knows they're coming down long, and he's pushed forward. Dupree's going to catch them off. They're not expecting them to be out toward bathrooms this early. Dupree's able to pick up 2 as a result. It's Attacker that has to pull back. He's lost a lot of life, though, in this battle. He's down to 5. Xyp9x is on 23, but the nade. Is it an... Oh, no, missed thrown. Lands in the wheel well. And Kerrigan's going to take the wheels off this round because it's on to somebody versus 2. Again, that low HP on Xyp9x could be a problem, but he's buying time. He's just trying to bait this out. He's trying to get his teammate Kerrigan into position. There's 10 seconds. He's going to commit to the plant. And Kerrigan's got an AK, no armor, no kit, to try and get closer. Somebody's heard him shuffling over. Molotov also missed thrown, but that's going to be the life gone of Kerrigan. Somebody, again, able to clutch back for TyLoo, and he seems to be pretty pivotal in those situations.
Yeah, it seems like that the majority of these clutch situations are going in favor of TyLoo, and they're very important rounds as well. Astralis doing great work. They adjusted the pistols. It all started with a boost, as you said, but not quite enough for Kerrigan to work with that. He missed through the Molotov, had it bounce around Optimus, and actually landed onto somebody that could have been interesting, but he holds his nerve, plants the bomb, and wins the round. We're going to round number 21 now, 12-8, and we do have the money stabilizing for the CTs. It's going to be Device once again with that AWP. And Kiabi in the same position he got wrecked from before, but it's the nades towards Fancy one from Xyp9x.
The tag from the bullets and the nade, like he literally couldn't move.
Wow.
That's pretty, that's got to be frustrating. Guys, my keyboard's not working, I can't walk. No, just the game.
Yeah, you got the stun from the grenade locking you in place, and then the bullets mowing you down. 5 on 4 for Astralis. Repositioning themselves, don't need to be so aggressive at this point. Smokes in as well, so that'll delay TyLoo further. He's once again looking to go to that B side, but still room to work with here.
Sound of a bird in here.
Is there a bird?
A bird or a bat, I'm not sure. Echolocation's what Kerrigan's going to have to use. Some sonar inside the smoke to see if you can spot anyone coming through. That smoke's gone. Somebody's found first. It's Xyp9x that's there with them. They'll cross each other over. It takes some Awkward spray down from Kerrigan, but it's 3 kills from Astralis on a great setup, a great bait and switch between the two, and a double peek back towards short from the same players will close it entirely. Very good setup inside of that monster tunnel from the CT side.
It works out perfectly. Astralis going for the contact, TyLoo going for the contact play there, just as the smoke's dissipating as well. They walk through. As you said, Kerrigan, he takes all the attention away in Zipex. Once they're looking at him, they can just spray them all down. It works out perfectly as well. Didn't have to give too much away in terms of the economy as well. So Astralis, 12-9, closing the gap now. You can see it is a force buy from TyLoo. A decent one, though. And they have a Galil and a Tech 9 in the hands of Attacker and Captain Mo, respectively. Device towards middle. That's what we're looking for from him. Doesn't land the shot just yet, but he does spot a player crossing the playground.
Device just waiting as well for that person who crossed to the playground to push even further and seek out some map control.
That's going to come down to fancy one this time with the AWP, nor Captain Mo. And we'll see whether he can find anything on the map, as currently he's holding towards the party area where Kiabi has been getting aggressive. Nothing to be found as of yet. It's actually the CT's quite a passive hold. Device, if you can see on the minimap, he's baiting in Kiabi, so Device will take the shot and try and give him a chance to spray them down once again, potentially with a flashbang backup as well.
Fancy dodges the flash.
So the idea is as soon as Device fires, you'll see Kiabi coming aggressively around the corner and trying to spray them down. We'll see where that comes in.
So Fancy not Mo. Boost up, can't see through that smoke. Kiabi just there, as you say. Wait for it. Oh, they almost lined it up. But that's a big kill onto Kiabi. The headshot from the AWP. Now they can push Device. Oh, arm shown, gun shown. Fancy's got the angle held. Another one for him on the T side. AWP, but he's pushing aggressively. He's first in, and it's the AWP. Dupree says the opposite. You want my territory? I'll take yours. I'm going to use your own smoke to my advantage, and he's behind them. He's caught them off. He's got 2. Dupree! The best defense is a good offense, and he goes straight through to find it back. But unfortunately, he's not accounted for somebody out toward long. And the AK will at least give a fighting chance still to TyLoo with the man advantage. And watch the flank from them. Down below, we've got Didi. He's pushing in with the Tech 9. There may not be anyone left for him to find, as Kerrigan's going to try and fade away with an M4. And somebody snatches it out from under the barrel of the Tech 9 in the end. It doesn't matter. Dupree nearly made that work.
Well, after winning one round, it will be Astralis getting only $1,400, but the previous round was so clean. They do have money to buy. It's not the best buy, but it's something. 4 M4s of Famous and the Device, and what a comeback that was. It looked like Astralis were about to do enough, as Dupree with a perfect play after losing 2 frags. He goes through the smoke. He can't deny the bomb, but he does enough. For TyLoo, they end up winning round number 22. It's 13-9 now. This is a big one. This will mean Astralis almost certainly onto an eco, as TyLoo home in on match points.
Funneling inside of this monster position, but there is guns up. There's not an aggressive stance, though. Kerrigan, he's smoked off, tries to use barrels, and a jumping attacker is attacking with ease, as Captain Mo will at least get Zipex, but as he goes to smoke off toward the jungle position, it's Device that finds the kill in return, and they've jumped out from that window using the smoke still on platform as their guys to allow the ruse of Dupree. Smoke gap, flash over, not going to catch him. He's got coverage for anyone peeking out for information on this side of TyLoo. Fancy's the first to fall. Check for attacker in the corner, sees him as well, and Dupree again's got a double to make this work. Astralis, they're going to smoke and get on this early. In fact, Dupree's going to be the one to try and defuse right away, and they're covering it off. The meat shield's there, but somebody's got through. 1 second, and they just barely get it, as Didi will find him, but not in time to stop the defuse.
Somehow it works out. It's Dupree stepping up once again, has to go aggressive. They're at a man disadvantage. TyLoo doing the perfect play, the contact towards B, getting the initial frags as well, but it's on your screen right now. Dupree, the snake in the grass towards the barrels, finds 2 and actually drops the smoke on the bomb as well. He dies just after it. It's gutting for TyLoo. They could have got so close and actually fully reset Astralis. It would have been a guaranteed eco, possibly the game. But Astralis, they've got something left in the tank, and this round will be another struggle. It's going to be 2 UMPs, a CZ, and a Famous. Huge advantage for TyLoo as Device to spot 2 towards long.
Mirage left in the pool.
Yeah.
Mirage third. And we saw what TyLoo did to Navi on Mirage. This is a tantalizing best of 3 if TyLoo can continue with this. But either way, what a map we've got going on now. And the plays from Dupree in the last 2 rounds, both of them coming so close to being converted to Astralis. Only one of them does. And speaking of, he's stepped up once more. It's Dupree that finds Didi in a double push toward bathrooms, at least the front side of. Attacker's got Kierby to deal with, not just Dupree in this position as he starts to aim his AK toward the site, but Kierby's getting aggressive out toward reverse bench CT side. patience game now as well. There's Dupree. That's a bit of information. Gets away without having his head blown off from that AK. We know accuracy is definitely a strong suit of the Asian teams.
Absolutely. Well, the first kill has been obtained. Dupree continuing his strong form. He seems to be carrying Astralis in these tight situations. Can they convert this? 30 seconds. And TyLoo yet to make the move. They have got smokes available. Kiabi hunting for another kill here as Fancy progresses through bathrooms.
Dupree's waiting for this crosshair placement perfectly on the head, but no, he misses. Fancy goes flying out, and that's going to confuse Kirby. He's got no idea where to look. What do you mean, Dupree? I'm not supposed to be left here alone. Come back and help me, but he won't. Bomb's going to go down, and TyLoo. A lead of 2 and a 4 versus 2. It's now going to go up to 14-10 potentially, because as you said, the reset last time existed. This time it's far more serious as they forced into whatever SMGs they could bring over as a result.
Yep, that was a weak buy, and we thought with that first pick from Dupree, the positioning he had as well, you said it, he had it lined up, but TyLoo just ruthless right now, landing every single shot that is working with simple plan here, not actually having to be too tactical deep, I guess, and not doing the same sort of set plays we saw on Train. That was the problem before. It was too strategized, and they actually weren't giving their top players opportunity to actually go for these frags. Sticking as a tight unit now, contact plays towards the sides, and it's landing their shots. It's simple, but it's very effective, and this is a massive opportunity now to finish this one off. Like you said, the money fully resets.
Well, we've got a great score on our hands here and a great game, 14-10, but there's been lots of action this week. Don't forget, if you want to check it out, you can download the Score Esports for all your CSGO news, as well as all the news specifically from StarLadder. Get it on iOS App Store or on Google Play. It's going to have everything from this game, I'm sure. We're not done either. 14-10. And TyLoo are looking convincing right now. In fact, 8-7. There's only been two rounds for Astralis. This is interesting. Tac pause. I wonder.
Can you have two?
Well, okay, so in the new rule set, 4 30-second timeouts, implying each team gets 2. You could use 1 in each half, but that's not in effect here.
This is not in effect. We have active coaches here. So,
this is definitely
not in the rules. I know, I saw the rules before the tournament.
The admins are in the booth.
You can have 1 tactical pause per game, and now I've seen it in I know it's not tacticals. I've seen in chat. I'm on the server. Carrigan's gone second tactical pause. That's not a thing. I heard some rumors that this happened against them in a previous match in this tournament. I wasn't sure whether it was true. But maybe this is him saying, well, if you're not going to govern the rules for them, why should we listen and respect your rules?
Yeah, fair play. If you can do, so can I.
So I'm not sure whether it was TyLoo against them. Obviously, I'm saying it happened to him in a previous sector of the tournament. Weird one, but we are back into it.
I'm intrigued by that. I'll have to. I mean, we might get a chance later to bring that up on the panel, perhaps, but.
Well, then, it's going to be 4 pistols for Astralis. Kiabi, the only weapon in hand is going to be the UMP. They have got 2 kits and a bit of utility, but TyLoo know this is the moment right here, right now, to finish this one off. A great position for them. To allow Astralis to get back into it now would be a travesty. As Captain Mo, he edges in towards connector. This is where the only gun is. Can Kiabi step up?
Oh, this isn't good. Kirby so isolated. Manages to get 1 out of that. That's not bad, all things considered. The nade didn't do as much damage as I expected, but it's a life lost for Astralis, and the only one that had the gun as well. So it's AKs versus now just pistols remaining. They've got 2 kits and armor on everyone. If they can find another kill and pick up the gun for free, potentially, you never know what they could accomplish. I'm surprised. Okay, something peculiar's happened there, because they're going to rotate away from these bottom stairs. If they don't catch the rotations coming off B, there's an AK sitting at the bottom of that stairwell. So now that's available on rotation for Astralis. I'm surprised they didn't gun juggle that back into somewhere where it might not be found.
Looks like it'll be safer now, but TyLoo will be once again sticking together. They know pistols are in the hands of Astralis after finding that first weapon. So they've done this time and time again. Stick as a fragging unit, trade effectively, and overwhelm your opponents with a superior aim, which they seem to be possessing right now here on overpasses, nailing every single shot time and time again, especially in the clutches as well. Just don't seem to be rattled at all by, however much pressure is applied in the situation. 20 seconds remaining as they make their final move.
Flash is over. 2, in fact, and 3 players in. A great shot from somebody. Starts off against Dupree. Rotations. There is one coming from Kerrigan, the direction of where that AK is, and there you go. He's grabbed it, but he's going to be the last alive. How does he try and even attempt to use this right now as TyLoo is going to go hunting? And I think that AK is just going to get carried over.
I think you're absolutely right there. It's going to be TyLoo with 4 players surviving. Like we said, get that long control, simple execution required, stick together, and Didi with 2 kills. Somebody has the same. Carrigan now, he does find that. Was that the missing AK towards connector? Was that the one?
That was the one.
Yeah, okay, so it does actually work against TyLoo, but let's have a look at it. The loss bonus currently, it's at 1 stage. You're going to get $1,900, Matt, into potentially the last round. So the AK certainly helps boost their chances, not by much, but slightly.
And even if you throw that back behind the tool bench, in lower, everyone loves the bomb blast here. That's what they're hyping up. But even if you throw that behind the tool bench, that's, we know has been grenade problems in the past. It's less likely it'll be seen, and Kerrigan didn't go that direction, so it wouldn't have taken much to get that out of his way. Scuderia Ferrari shirt. I used to like them, and then they kind of killed Alonso in 2010 and 2012. So,
last round potentially here, as it's going to be 3 CZs and an AK-47 for Kerrigan. Kiabi, max 7 in hand. All in at this point. Kerrigan, what can he do with this weapon? Someone needs to step up, and I think it has to be him.
Flash over to allow somebody on a fast play. They're going for it. They're not stopping. Watch the inside of bathrooms, though. They've gone right by Astralis. Device is going to pick up the kill on Captain Mo. It's another gun to carry over. Yes, an AK grabbed for Kirby, but bombs at B. So they've got a long rotation, but they've got that whole entire water position, and Kerrigan with that AK carried is going to pull back on Fancy. They're divided right now. It's a race to the B site between, well, the 2 players in it, sure, but the 3rd member of TyLoo that's coming over, that's somebody, and he's got to try and work all the way back through construction. He's just gotten to the window before they get there in that position from the CT side, but they cannot leave the confines of the site. The perimeter's covered off. The AK from Kirby. It's going to have to be absolutely detrimental on the way through, but it's not. It's Attacker lining them up, and it might just be TyLoo, all but said and done, as Dupree, he's been a hero in previous rounds. He's got an AK to work with, but he's sticking with the CZ. He's going in, and he's going to try and smoke this immediately. He's got no kit, though. It's a full 10-second defuse. They've jumped out window on the bottom of this. He does have somebody, but the bomb's ticking too fast. I think you're right. It's going to be TyLoo leveling the series with DD just to ensure it. And we'll go to Mirage, a map that TyLoo decimated Navi on.
I never thought it was going to make it for 3 maps, and not on overpass either. TyLoo chose Train, got completely wrecked. They come here, a much simpler game plan, working together, nailing the shots, and not having to actually go with the set pieces and the executions, is actually being superior in terms of the gunfire and the actual aim tools themselves. Very impressive, and that was actually a pretty convincing finish towards the end.
Very convincing from TyLoo. Best T side I think we've seen from them on any map, to be fair.
Yes.
Against a CT side that we all marveled at, and as Paul said last year, was arguably the best in the world on,
yep, I would
this
agree.
map.
Absolutely. We were expecting Astralis to take this one hands down after the performance on Train. I thought that was it. The series is tied up, but you're absolutely right. This only gets more interesting. Mirage, this is where we saw TyLoo kick the tournament off against Navi with that crazy playstyle. No one seemed to know how to lock down, and this could be so interesting going forward. You can see the look on Zonic's face. He's not happy about this. He knows what's looming as we go forward.
Yeah, and you better hope that they'd watched that match back against Navi and that they're aware of the fact that a 2-man cat system is very likely. Now, that said, if it's not a prominence, if it's not something we see from Navi, that says that it might have been a direct counter. So we'll get a little more of a read on TyLoo in that sense. And I like finding out about this team, as too does our panel, I'm sure. So maybe we should just end it there, take a quick break, catch our breath. Mirage in what has turned out to be an unexpectedly great series. We'll be right back.
Dota 2 and Hearthstone, CSGO and StarCraft 2, the largest contests in the history of esports among the national teams. World Electronic Sports Games, the World Championship with the total prize pool of $4.5 million. Registration for Europe and CIS regions is open. The finals will be held from October 6 to 9 in Kiev, Ukraine. Win your slot in the finals of the World Championship. Register right now.
E-gaming bets, online betting for every esports fan. Dota 2 and Hearthstone, CSGO and Overwatch, StarCraft 2, the choice is yours. Express bets for multiple matches or live bets on the game you are watching right now. Know your way around Dota 2, make a prediction for picks and bans. Playing CSGO, guess the number of rounds in a certain match. Daily quests for all participants and all the best choice of payment systems. More than 600,000 users have already made their bets on the spectacular matches since 2011. EGB.com. You know for sure who's gonna win.
Getting tired of playing with the usual skins, but don't have enough money to buy a new one? Get rich fast with csgofast.com. CS Go Fast. It's a strong chance of winning in every game. Several rooms with different game modes. Daily, more than 1,000 games, 5,000 players, and 25,000 skins at stake. You don't need much in order to sweep the board.
Welcome back to Star Series season number 2, brought to you by StarLadder and iLeague. And welcome back to the Palace of Arts here in Kiev. And we saw some artistry in game number 2, some Chinese artistry, as they tied things up at 1 apiece. What a shocker it was to witness. TyLoo back in the game, back in the match, back in with a shout of the quarterfinals.